A very good afternoon. It is Professional Development League football and the matches are starting to run out for both of these sides. Two teams who are doing really well in the Professional Development League. It is Sheffield United against AFC Bournemouth at Bramall Lane. The Cherries second in the South League with the Blades top of the North section. It's getting to crunch time and we are minutes away from kickoff. Let's have a look then at the AFC Bournemouth team for this afternoon up in Yorkshire. And it's a change at the back. I think it's the first time these two have played centre-back together, Amir Ali and Alfie Merritt, certainly this season. Noah Boutin comes back into the side at left-back. And again, it's a strong-looking front four with goals in that team. Motto goes from a full-back to a forward position with Narco Rees-Dottin and Michael da Costa Gonzalez playing off him. Bringing you live coverage of this game as we have every single development squad and under-18 game this season. It's a live stream with ESET, I'm Ian Wilding, and we are nearly ready to go. The referee is Liam Smith, and it's the second time that Bournemouth have been away at Sheffield United this season, having been at the Blades at the start of this year, which was actually played at York City's ground in the Premier League Cup, which saw Bournemouth win by 2-1 and progress to the quarter-finals for the first time in their history in that competition. Sheffield United, though, they've certainly won more than they've lost. They've only lost 4 games this campaign in the league. 2, though, have come since the turn of the year. Bournemouth looking to build on a solid 1-0 victory against Barnsley at the Performance Centre last time out. Standing over the ball then is Finn Tonks, and also the captain for Sheffield United, who's an experienced defender getting some more minutes, Ollie Arblaster. And a certain Tom Davis, the former Everton midfielder there, played over 100 games for the Toffees, also getting some more minutes in the tank. Is going to get Sheffield United underway. "27 years of age now, the most experienced player on the pitch. And let's see if the Cherries can get the job done here. It's a really tough test. Arguably the toughest league test of the season so far for Bournemouth in terms of where Sheffield United are in the table. Although the Blades have only won 1 of their last 4 games in all competitions. So Noah Boutin back in the team today, the Paris-born fullback. He's been at the club now for 6 years, having been offered a place in the Cherries under-18s in 2020. Inside of the foot to McClinchy. Comes back to Alfie Hoff, who started in that game in the Premier League Cup against the Cherries a couple of months ago. Ogunleye. It was a game where the Cherries went 2-0 up, 2 goals from Narco. Sheffield United getting a goal back. Cross comes in from McGlinchey. And cleared from Amir Ali, who was outstanding last week. Nothing got past him. So composed and calm on the ball. And there he is again to get that ball out of play, but it's a corner for Sheffield United. Sam Aston to take the corner. It's a very creative midfielder, attacking midfielder. And then at the back post there is Zach Giggs. Well, it's a chance. Certainly half a chance for Zach Giggs. Decent corner. Caused a little bit of confusion in there just because of the ball towards the back post. Zach Giggs, the son of certain Ryan Giggs. And Zach Giggs was actually part of the Manchester United Academy himself until the age of 16. Crampton. Ali. Fogging late. Back out to Marshall, Francis. To Aston. Oh, blaster to the right. Galeckin's cross. And Kai Crampton commands his area well. Just over 2 points a game this season for Sheffield United. 47 from 23 matches. Here's Ali. Cleared from Tonks. Motto with the delivery. It's a decent ball as well in the end. Comes back to Narco via Reece Dottin's pass. Good deep ball into the box there from Kobe Motto, who had an excellent game in the last match at left back. He's played left back and right back more recently. Now playing more as a centre forward today, so that's versatility for you for Kobe Motto. Good one from Alfie Merritt. Cut out though. Through ball from Sam Aston. Alfie Merritt, who's on loan at AFC Tottenham. You've had a change of manager over the last few days as well, with Jimmy Ball leaving the Stags to go to Torquay United. Amir Ali out to Tonks. Lucas Gonzalez. Forward from Giggs. Here's Francis. Won't get it past Ali though. There's Tonks. So no Harold William today, and there were some injuries recently for the Cherries, for Bevan and for Akinbonne. So again, a new partnership once more at the back for Bournemouth in the Professional Development League. Motto. These may even meet in the playoffs, you never know. Have to finish in the top two of the South Group and the North League to get into a playoff. And hopefully be crowned Professional Development League champions. But the Cherries are in second, although Swansea in fourth are a point behind with 2 games in hand. And Brentford in the South League are well ahead now at the top of the table. Here's Merritt. Tries to put Bhutan away on the left. Galeckin with the challenge. At Bramall Lane. Here's Ali. Reece Dottin, who finished a brilliant move in that goal in the first half against Barnsley last time out. It was a lovely finish. Here's Motto. Aston. Both sides giving it away there. Bhutan wins it back. Bhutan has been at 5 non-league clubs now on loan. Was at Sutton United in the first half of the season. Here's Ali to Tonks. So the one attempt so far, very early days, is that effort from Zach Giggs at the far post after that corner for Sheffield United. And Kobe Motto's put a decent deep ball into the box, but no one was there to be able to get that attempt on target. Sheffield United getting back in numbers. Noah Bhutan with a throw. Amir Ali. Motto heads on. Won't find Acosta Gonzalez. Michael Acosta Gonzalez is really coming to his own in the second half of the campaign. Crampton in goal for Bournemouth. Danny Dixon's on the bench. Danny Dixon, who saved a penalty for the under-18s on Friday in a 2-0 defeat against Fleetwood. Reminded the under-18s are next in action Saturday morning at 11 o'clock when they host Brentford. We'll have live coverage of that game as well with ESET. Just like this one this afternoon. So it goes Bournemouth's way. Bhutan to take. So 8 points from the last 5 games for Sheffield United. This comes back from Christie. Ali's clearance. Well, it's Akiere and McClinchy there. Both getting in the way of each other. It's a throw to be taken from Tonks, the captain. Costa Gonzalez to Merritt. Arblester for Sheffield United to Aston. Aston won't find Marshall Francis. Christie. Head on from Narco. Out to Rhys Dottin. Well, he was always going to give away the free kick there. He was always going to get the yellow card for the foul. Galekin to Rhys Dottin. Was about to get the cross in there. Don't think you can have any complaints, and he didn't have any complaints really with the yellow card. More of a sort of a tactical foul. But the first player in the book within the first 10 minutes. Good play from Rhys Dottin. Christie with the free kick. Can the Cherries take advantage here? Christie to take. And it comes back to Ogunleye. And there's Narco with the best Cherries chance so far. It was Christie's delivery. Liam Hall punching away originally, and then Ogunlaye's header up towards Narco. Narco enjoys playing Sheffield United with those 2 goals he scored in the Premier League Cup. Looking to get on the score sheet there. Rhys Dottin. Sheffield United against Bournemouth. Christie. Amir Ali. Costa Gonzalez. Great play there to win the ball back from Kobe Motto. He might go all the way here. He very nearly does, and then there's Narco. Oh, he's offside. The flag goes up. Well, Narco took a while to spot it. Did think just for a split second, and then a referee looked over to the linesman. The flag went up. There was Narco on the rebound, but it won't count. But just for 2 or 3 seconds there, Narco thought he'd given Bournemouth the lead. Great play from Kobe Motto as well. Lovely footwork. Thought he was going all the way there, but a good save. Don't think there was a great deal in it. Just enough, though, for the linesman to signal. Just a fraction. Stays 0-0. Here's Ogunleye. Motto. So a good 2 or 3 minutes there for the Cherries. A disallowed goal and also those 2 headers inside the 6-yard box. Again, that was Narco trying to head it past the goalkeeper. Here's Bhutan. Cut out from Giggs. And the Cherries will try again. We have to go back to February, the 17th of February though, the last time Sheffield United won at home. That was 3-2 against Wigan. Goes under the legs there of Aston. Davis pass. Finds McClinchy. Here's cross. Bhutan's header, there's Davis again. Lynch's cross again, and that should be Crampton's. Just gets enough on it and does enough to win the free kick. Well, before these two sides met in the Premier League Cup, Sheffield United were on a real fantastic run of form. They'd won 7 in a row in all competitions before that defeat. It was ended by Bournemouth. Long from Kalekin. Sheffield United attacking right back. Merritt. Clinchy. Motto. Ali to Merritt. Narco. Christie. Good football from the Cherries. Tonks. Narco back to Christie. To Costa Gonzalez. There's Tonks on the right-hand side. Tonks cross. Davis pass. And for the foul on to Costa Gonzalez from Sam Aston means the Cherries with a free kick again in a dangerous position. Well, they had a free kick in a similar position, but on the left-hand side 5 minutes ago. It was Christie with the delivery then, and he's going to go for the cross this time as well. It did result in a good chance for Bournemouth. You have to say Bournemouth have had the better of it so far. Motto's there in the picture as well. Christie's cross. Comes back to Motto. Well blocked though on the edge of the 6-yard box. It was McClinchy with the block. Sheffield United left back who actually spent 4 years at Chelsea. The Republic of Ireland Youth International. Stopping Motto from hitting the target there. To Costa Gonzalez's corner. Up into the air it goes. Alfie Merritt there with a touch for the Cherries. But that was always sailing high and didn't dip down enough. But it's been a fantastic 5-6 minutes for the Cherries. Really moving up a level at the moment. Sheffield United's first and only real chance so far still is an opportunity very early on, the deep corner, when Zach Giggs put it over the crossbar. Live stream with ESET, it's Professional Development League. It's a South team against a North team. Two sides have had great seasons. Bournemouth just under 2 points a game. Sheffield United over 2 points a game this season. Wow, chance here though. Cut out from Merritt. There's Bhutan. It was Chris Eady on the right of the 6-yard box looking for the cross. Davis. Ali gets a touch. Motto. Brilliant from Motto. Gets it round half. Might go all the way again here, Motto. Well, how unlucky can you get? It's a corner kick now for the Cherries, but brilliant play. Lovely play from him to get away from Hoff. And he still had it all to do here, didn't he, from an angle. Just gets a deflection on the way off McClinchy. And there was Liam Hall with the save. Good save in the end from Hall. Da Costa Gonzalez with the corner. Again, it's a dangerous ball. No one could quite attack it. Narco was closest to it. It's always in the right place, right time though, Eugene Narco. Some really promising signs so far, which I think Alan Connell will be happy in the first 20 minutes. Sheffield United have had some great players coming through their academy over the years. One player that springs to mind with links to both, a certain David Brooks. You look at some of the other players when it comes to England internationals, Phil Jagielka, Kyle Walker and Harry Maguire, to name a few. Now Narco's in here, the free kick. Whistle does go eventually. Again, when it's a slightly delayed whistle there, you do wonder. Pretty sure the referee was going to blow his whistle there. Narco there had Motto in space on the edge of the 6-yard box, but free kick given. Costa Gonzalez gives it away. There's Davis. Collecting with the pass. Here's Giggs. Giggs cross. And there's Ali again once more. But already again, Amir Ali 3 or 4 times he's been there to either head it away or win the challenge. Giggs up against Merritt. Amir Ali heads it behind for a corner. It's a second Sheffield United corner of the game. First came inside the first 2 minutes. There's Bhutan's header. Does well there, Crampton. Away from Motto. And back from Kalekin for Sheffield United. Davis. Tries to stay onside. He won't be though. The flag goes up. Bournemouth, who have had the ball in the back of the net themselves a few minutes ago, which was ruled off for offside. And still, you have to say, Bournemouth have had the better of it so far. Gary Motto's come close. Narco's come close 3 times. He was the player who put the ball in the back of the net, but he was there with the rebound. He was adjudged to have been offside. Here's Reece Dottin. Giggs. Well, Jack Lester runs the academy at Sheffield United. He scored 12 goals in 44 games at Sheffield United. Former Grimsby striker. Derek Geary coaching under 18s. Here's Ali again. Surely that's a free kick. Yes, it is, for a foul from Davis. Did well to advance as far as he could there, Amir Ali. And he goes up towards the edge of the penalty area. See if he can flick it on here with Christie to take the free kick if it's going to go long. Finn Tonks next to him. Here's Christie's free kick. Won't find Narco. Oh, Blaster heads clear. Merritt. Ali. Motto. McClinchy. Ogunleye can play centre-back as well, as he has at times this season. Including the last game when he came off the bench. But McClinchy will take the throw. So goalless. The chances for both teams. Good luck to Cherries women on Saturday afternoon. That's a 3:30 kickoff in the National League Cup final. Looking to get some silverware against Plymouth Argyle at Loftus Road. Here's a real chance though. Oh, and it just about makes its way in from Chris Eadie. And it's Chris Eadie who's given the Blades the lead. He had the space to pull the trigger. As we saw there, Crampton did get a touch. Let's have another look at that one again. It was played in field from Marshall Francis in the first place. Despite Crampton's efforts. Just kind of trickled in really, didn't it? A slow motion from Chris Eadie. And Chris Eadie has given Sheffield United the lead. The striker only joined in January for an undisclosed fee from Glasgow Rangers. And his shot just about manages to find the net. At first, when I saw Crampton getting a touch, you think he's going to get enough on that to tip it wide. But couldn't keep it out in the end. So Sheffield United take the lead. Challenge on now for Bournemouth. Here's Merritt. Ali. Got for Nicosta Gonzalez. Bournemouth, who have 38 points from 22 matches this season. And it's Cardiff who are third, but it's strange because Bournemouth have got a couple of games in hand on them. But they played 2 games more than Swansea in fourth, so Swansea have played 4 games less than Cardiff. Here's Kalekin to Davis. Goes out to Alfie Hoff. McClinchy. Kiere into the middle. Out to Hoff. Seth Oyikiere. Good through ball. Away from Merritt. Well, the ball went behind Merritt. And there was the clearance in the end from Amir Ali. A blaster to Alfie Hoff. Another go here. And he does well to block the shot there from Zach Giggs. Davis pass. Collecting off Bhutan's foot. And I think that goal for Sheffield United has just calmed them down a bit now. Not in a rush now with the passing. They've seen a bit more cool and composed on the ball just since that opening goal from Chris Eady. Looking to try and control this now and dictate the tempo. And they are used to being in winning positions this season, Sheffield United, so they know what it's all about. Here's Hoff. Good play from him. There's Crampton again. Half an hour gone. Live with these sets. Cherries have had their moments. And there was that period of sort of 10-15 minutes when they looked the better team. But Sheffield United now certainly growing into this since that opening goal. Oyikiere. Second comes inside. Hoff. Sam Aston. Aston again. Oh, blast to the captain. He's probably the second most experienced player on the pitch for Sheffield United. 44 league appearances for them, the 22-year-old. Sheffield United's number 4 has also made some appearances while on loan at Port Vale. Davis finds Hoff. Hoff tries to play the 1-2, won't get there. Here's Motto. Tom Davis. Aston. Oyikiere. Again, it's pretty much in that middle third, isn't it, really, now, since Sheffield United got that goal. Just playing it fairly simply at the moment, not taking any big risks. Looking to tire Bournemouth out and find that opening. McClinchy. Hoff finds Aston. McClinchy. Didn't know too much about that there. Sam Kalekin. Takes a deflection on the way, and Sheffield United have their third corner of the game. They've taken the lead and looking to extend it now, and really their best period is the last 10 minutes. It's all really been as a result of that opening goal for the Blades. It would move up to 50 points if they were to pick up a win today. And away from Da Costa Gonzalez, here's Motto. Merritt couldn't quite get there. There's Motto. Merritt there going into a centre-forward position temporarily, the centre-back. Well, mainly a left-back as he's played throughout the season, but more recently in that central defensive position. So a bit of frustration there for the Cherries. Akiere, commanding centre-back, who had an injury-hit season last season. McClinchy. Well, he gets there. I think that's the second time today two players of Sheffield United have run into each other. The first was from a defensive position. And the flag goes up anyway for an offside. But they've certainly moved up a level, Sheffield United. Aston gets there first. Francis returns the favour. Aston stays onside. Just needed a touch there from Chris Eady. He'll be wondering how he didn't get one. Looking for his brace. Won't get it that time. Tom Davis pass. And our blaster with the efforts. And I think Kyle Crampton knew that was always going to be going wide of the post. Let's have another look at that again. So there's the first replay in towards Chris Eady. And again, he'll be so disappointed he didn't get a touch because it would have just needed one, I think. And United would have gone 2-0 up. And there's our blaster with the left foot. I think he knew as soon as he hit it that it was not going to be causing any problems for Crampton in the Cherries' goal. Last time Bournemouth were on the travels was a 2-2 draw at Watford when Day and Narco on the score sheet. Watford with a goal either side of half-time. That was a decent point, though, away from home. Here's Rhys Dottin. Klekin. Up to Francis. Stood up to him well. Did brilliantly to get a touch there again. Amir Ali. Blast out to McClinchy. McClinchy's delivery. Ali behind. Well, I think it's going behind. Took an age to get there. And somehow it goes out for a throw. Seen anything like that for a while. Didn't think he was even going to make the line at that point, how slowly it was travelling. So Giggs is in the box. So too was Eady. There's Bhutan's header. Back from Davis. Akiere. Here's Aston. Aston to Hoff. McClinchy takes it past Tonks. Finds the cross. Bhutan's header. There's Giggs. Davis. Akiere. Hoff. Back to Liam Hall. Sheffield United goalkeeper, Morgan Late. Can Rhys Stottin get the Cherries moving here? They've not had much of the ball last 10-15 minutes. They've got it now though. And Da Costa Gonzalez wins a corner. And that's well played from the Cherries. Trying to take advantage of that rarer time when they do have the ball. Just the way Sheffield United have been setting up really since that goal. Lots of the ball in that middle third. Lots of keeping the ball. The Cherries do get the ball in the final third and win the corner kick from Da Costa Gonzalez's strike. And now Da Costa Gonzalez is going to take the corner kick. Can he turn provider here? Christie there in shot. He's going to go straight in. Goes out for a goal kick despite Da Costa Gonzalez's efforts to keep the ball in play. So, as well as the disallowed goal for Bournemouth about 20 minutes ago when Narco tapped him, but he was offside from the shot from Motto. In terms of other chances, there's been a couple of half chances for the Cherries. One for Narco, when Morgan Lay headed it on to him inside the 6-yard box, but it was a comfortable save for Liam Hall. The goalkeeper, who joined in October, Liam Hall, the goalkeeper, after a spell at Wrexham. Started out at non-league football at Bradford Park Avenue. Blaster's pass. Out to McClinchy. Live coverage of the Professional Development League with ESET. It was a 2 o'clock kickoff. Finch's pass up to Aston. Tom Shepherd's it out of play. And I've just mentioned there 2 or 3 chances for Bournemouth. If you've missed any of the action, don't worry, we'll have the highlights for you at half time. The best of the action once we wrap up here. And then we'll come back in 15 minutes after the whistle for the second half coverage for you. But let's hope for the Cherries. Those highlights can involve a Bournemouth goal between now and half time. Here's Motto. Maybe they get one here. Motto's cross just away there from Narco. Rhys Stottin won't keep it in play. Rhys Stottin, who's now got 5 goals for the campaign, which is pretty good going considering how many months he missed the first half of the season with that quad injury. Merritt's header. There's Marshall Francis. McClinchy. Davis to his left. Also got Aston to his left. Here is Aston. Davis. McClinchy to Alfie Hoff. Tom Davis. Marshall Francis looking to get past Amir Ali, but he won't that time. As the Hounslow-born defender just gets it away again and out for another throw. Don't think we'll have too many minutes of stoppage time either, to be honest, because I can't really think of any real stoppages. Nothing major. I've had that one yellow card though early on for Sheffield United. Kalekin with a challenge after pulling back Reece Dottin from a right back position inside the first 10 minutes. We've had one goal, it's come for Sheffield United. Not been a huge amount of clear-cut chances though, it's fair to say. Let's see what the second half can bring and the remaining 2 minutes of this game, plus however much stoppage time is going to be added on. Kalekin. Oh, Blaster. Ogunleye. Da Costa Gonzalez. He's got Motto in front of him. Can they exploit the space? Well, he was hit there, wasn't it, with pace? Seemed ambitious from, 35 yards out? But if anybody can test the goalkeeper from there, it's Da Costa Gonzalez. Ali's header. So not only have they done really well in the league, Sheffield United, the fact that Bournemouth beat them in the Premier League Cup was a brilliant achievement because they topped the Premier League table before the knockout stages with 6 wins from 6. Scored 14, conceded 7, beating Stoke, Derby and Bristol City twice each. Surely heading into Professional Development League playoff place come the end of the season. Here's Giggs. Out to McClinchy. Crampton will be relieved there. Chris Eady was running in. Christie. Foul on Ogunleye. Push from Marshall Francis. Will we see one last chance before half-time? At Bramall Lane. Just the 4 subs for Bournemouth today. The 1 goalkeeper, 3 outfield players on the bench, including young Joe Spence. The midfielder is previously on the books of Corth Mullen. He's on the bench today, as well as Dane Demukum and Chabanidze. Not long to go now then before half-time. Not sure we're going to see another chance before the break. We'll have to wait and see. But as I say, stay tuned for the highlights of the first half as it comes back to Bhutan. And the scoreline is how it finished last time against Barnsley. It's 1-0, but this time not in favour of the Cherries. Naka won't get there. Out to McClinchy. Ali. Motto. Da Costa Gonzalez. One last chance really to get it in the box. That will be that for the first half. Chris Eady's strike. Kempton got a touch to it, but he couldn't keep it out. We'll have a look at that again in a second for the highlights. But the Cherries have it all to do at half-time against a very professional Sheffield United side, particularly after going in front. They're doing very well now at keeping the ball and making it difficult for Bournemouth, who certainly had a period of 10-15 minutes, the Cherries, when they looked the better side. But we'll be back in just under 15 minutes' time. This live stream with ESETS. It's a professional development league. It is Sheffield United 1, AFC Bournemouth 0. Time to have a look at the highlights of the first half. 1-0, Sheffield United lead, a goal halfway through the first half, and the Blades have made a change with Jaden McAleera coming on at half-time. So the first change of the afternoon, it was a 2 o'clock kickoff. It's a professional development league. It's a team from the South Division against a team from the North Division. The Cherries are second in the South Group, the South League, with Sheffield United top. Looking to reach 50 points with a win today, Sheffield United. And it is the Blades who have advantage here. They're just about in control of this game, Sheffield United, particularly after the 25-minute mark, after taking the lead. Keeping the ball well. The Cherries did have a 15-minute period earlier on in the first half when they looked the better team. That front four looking lively for the Cherries when they do get the ball inside that final third. And the 3 outfield players on the bench for Bournemouth today. 1 goalkeeper, 5 players on the bench for Sheffield United. Long trip and a long trip back for Bournemouth. Can they go back from Bramall Lane with something from this game? It would be big if they could. It's live with these sets. Ian Wilding, this second half coverage. And here's Christie. Christie to Narco. Early chance for Narco. Oh, what a finish that is from Eugene Narco. You felt when he had that space to shoot that Eugene Narco would take full advantage. That is exactly what he did. And Narco, who had a goal disallowed in the first half, because he was just a tad offside in the first half with the rebound from the shot from Kobe Motto, is there with a brilliant finish from the edge of the penalty area. And the Cherries lead, or Cherries equalise I should say, 1-1. Got to be carried away there, but they have got an equaliser. And Eugene Narco's on the score sheet once more. Eugene Narco has scored twice at Sheffield United in the Premier League Cup at York. Has scored today. He's got his 7th of the season, so 3 out of his 7 goals have come against Sheffield United this season. Headed on, and then it's flicked on towards Chris Eady. Tried to head into the bottom corner, out to Kobe Motto. Ogunley to Amir Ali. Great response then from the Cherries right after half-time, and that's going to change completely how this second half looks as well. As I was saying, Sheffield United keeping the ball well when they're in front. And now they've got to try and get the ball forward quicker. Probably less patient play from them now, with the game evenly poised. Sheffield United winning last time out, a 2-0 win at Queen's Park Rangers. McClacken and Makiere with the goals. Had a couple of draws in the last 4 matches. That's how things are at the moment. Bournemouth have only drawn 2 league games all season. Back from Sam Aston. Christie. Sam Kleckin. Remy Rees-Stott in there in a left-back position. Referee just coming back to speak to Noah Boutan. So what a response after half-time for the Cherries. We played just over a minute of the second half. Great response. Still the chat carries on. I'm not sure what this is all about here. Exactly what Cherries needed after half-time to change how this game's going to go. And the whole tempo of the game's going to change now. Wonderful finish from Eugene Narco. Morgan lays head. Comes back to Aston. Aston finds McClinchy. Infield from the substitute. Kalira. And now Bhutan on the charge. Narco to his left. He was on the score sheet in Sheffield United's last game, wins a free kick. So by Sheffield United doing so well in the league, they actually won the Professional Development League in 2017, but it's been 9 years. A lot of good players have come in through the academy. They were given youth system, or given academy status, their youth system in 2002. It's Liam Hall. Reece Dottin. Kiere's clearance. There's Ali. On from Blaster. Well, it's been quite a stop-start second half, even though the Cherries have scored. Fell there from Reece Dottin, and the referee having a word with Noah Bhutan on a couple of occasions. Narco's equaliser though, it was 1-0 to Sheffield United at half-time. Here's Hoff. Christie. Could things get better here for the Cherries? Motto. Corner Bournemouth. Well-timed challenge from Alfie Hoff. This second half coverage. And here's Christie. Corner kick then for the Cherries. So Da Costa Gonzalez to take the corner. Christie's there as a short option. Here's Christie again. Costa Gonzalez. Oh, and that's gone straight in. Well, that left foot of his. Da Costa Gonzalez with a wonderful shot from the edge of the penalty area. And he's done it again. How many times have we said that? A left footer from the corner of the penalty area. And it just managed to avoid everybody, which is just as well. It did leave goalkeeper Liam Hall stranded in the Sheffield United goal. But what a second half it's been for the Cherries, and what a turnaround. 2 goals in the space of 5 minutes. The first for Narco, the second for Da Costa Gonzalez. And now Liam Hall in a bit of spot of bother here. So it's been an incredible start to the second half because we had 2 goals. And we've probably had about 3-4 minutes of action as well because of the stop-start nature of it all. And it's going to stop again here. Well, what a turnaround it's been. Well, we saw Da Costa Gonzalez having a strike from distance in the first half from 35 yards out, which was going to be ambitious, but the way he shoots with his left foot, then why not have a go? But that one, a lot closer, even though it was on the edge of the penalty area. And in that kind of position, you do fancy Da Costa Gonzalez, just like you fancy Eugene Narco to find the back of the net from the position he was in. Let's have a look then at that ball forward. It came from Christie originally. This is the goal that got the Cherries back in the game inside the first 2 minutes of the second half. What a finish that is. It looks even better on the replay. I mean, the ball to him as well. It's a lovely pass. But he still had it all to do here, didn't he? To be able to find that shot on goal. To create the opportunity for himself was brilliant. And then here we are, 5 minutes later. Didn't need to come off restarting. Just went straight in anyway. And there we are. That bounce in the 6-yard box just did enough to take it away from Liam Hall in the Sheffield United goal. And still he stays down. He's been on the floor now for 3 minutes. And for the second time this season, Bournemouth are 2-1 up at Sheffield United. That's how it finished in York in the Premier League Cup. 2-1 to the Cherries. Although that night, the Cherries actually went 2-0 up in that game before Reed on 84 minutes got a goal back for Sheffield United. But you get the feeling that that will not be it as far as goals are concerned this afternoon. So, how much of all of that stoppage will be added on already? I think we've got about 6 minutes of stoppage time already for full time. And 35 minutes to go. Live with E-Sets, we brought you 2 Cherries goals now, both since half time. There's Merritt. Christie. Foul in the end. Christie and Narco were close to him. Guerre to take the free kick. To Kalekin. Merritt. Offside. Free kick goes Bournemouth's way. So it's going to be a very different second half now. It's funny how the games can change, not just scoreline wise, but the fact that Sheffield United did look well in control after taking the lead. They've got to take more risks now, more chances. It was very difficult. Sheffield United did very well last 15 minutes of the first half. Very tricky for Bournemouth to get the ball off them. But now it's the Cherries' turn to hold on to this lead. Could get better here. Restarting into Motto. Oh, it does get better for the Cherries. It gets better and better. There's Kobe Motto this time in on the act. What an 11 minutes it's been for Bournemouth. 3 goals since half-time. And Bournemouth are running riot here in the second half. And Kobe Motto, who's been playing full-back in the last few games, comes up with the goods up front. Can you believe it? Sheffield United 1, Bournemouth 3. Well, he had all the time in the world there to pull the trigger. It just set up for him nicely. Rhys Dottin's delivery, he'll get the assist. And there's Kobe Motto. Again, just bounced up. You just knew he was going to have the time to have the shot when it fell to him. And Kobe Motto did the rest. Considering Sheffield United have only lost 4 league games all season and 5 in all competitions, 1 against Bournemouth in the Cup. This would be a hell of a result for Bournemouth. Did say at 2-1 you felt like that wasn't going to be it in terms of goals. And 5 minutes later that proved to be the case. Here comes Sheffield United now though. I don't think anybody saw this coming at half-time. I'm not sure what Alan Connell said at half-time, but whatever he said, it's worked a treat. Late challenge there on Bhutan from Aston. Yellow card for him, that's 2 Sheffield United players now that have gone into the book. The reaction there afterwards involving Narco for Bournemouth and Marshall Francis for Sheffield United. So Aston with the yellow card. What a turnaround at Bramall Lane. Let's have another look at that again. Very late, wasn't he, in the end? And Sam Aston. 2 yellow cards for Sheffield United then. Aston and Kalekin both getting yellow cards. And both very much yellow cards as well. So we've approached the hour mark. Look at the Cherries this year alone, when they've won some games convincingly, when they scored 5 against Bristol City, for example. Beat Millwall convincingly. They've got 3 goals here, away from home. And a win would give them a real chance to get into that top 2. As I say, it's still in Swansea's hands behind them because they're a couple of points behind with 2 games in hand. But 3 points for the Cherries would really crank up the pressure. Merritt. Buta. It's a substitute by Kalaria. Klekin. Big game on Friday night as well for the Cherries, as Hoff goes left. Out to McClinchy. It's Premier League Cup action. Quarter-finals, first time Bournemouth have ever got to that stage of the competition. They host West Bromwich Albion. It's a 7 p.m. kickoff, that one, in the Premier League Cup at Vitality Stadium. And then after that, matches against Crewe. That's to come next week. Still got 4 or 5 matches to go, and an away match at the moment scheduled to finish the campaign, Bournemouth, on the 14th of April at Hull on a Tuesday afternoon. Could that one go right to the wire? You certainly wouldn't be surprised, but what a second half it's been for the Cherries, who scored 3 goals in the space of 9 minutes after half-time. They trailed 1-0 at half-time. Can you believe they're 3-1 up now? Here's McClinchy. It's Blaster with the header. Volleys it into the air. That's Alfie Merritt comes back. Cleared from Crampton. Alfie Hoff. Who joined from Liverpool midway through the 2023-24 season. Alfie Hoff. There's Amir Ali again. Second half of those 3 goals has gone very quickly so far, despite the stoppages. Akiere finds Aston. Hoff. Will be disappointed in the end, just couldn't quite control that where. Seth Akiere. And Owen Hampson is coming on for Sheffield United. Second change for the Blades, the first coming at half-time. with Macalaria coming on. So Macalaria came on at half-time. Marshall Francis making way for Sheffield United. Nearly halfway through the second half then, live with E-set. 1-0 to Sheffield United at half-time, but how things have changed. Macalaria. Two substitutes linking up there with Owen Hampson. Macalaria again. Challenge comes in from Ali. Christie. Da Costa Gonzalez. One of 3 goal scorers for Bournemouth. Kobe Motto and Eugene Narco also on the score sheet. Can Dotty get in the action? Narco, he's got Reece Dottin behind him. And there's Motto. Merritt. Ali. Return to Merritt. Good play from him. Stay calm. Here's Christie to Ali. Up to Narco. Foul on Amir Ali. To a push from Chris Eady. Flag goes up. Costa Gonzalez trying to play on. Free kick goes Bournemouth's way. It'll be fascinating to see how the next 5-10 minutes pans out, really. Will Bournemouth go for another? Or whether they play similarly to the way Sheffield United did towards the end of the first half, try and keep possession. Either way, it is all going Bournemouth's way. Everything has gone Bournemouth's way in this second half. Particularly with those 3 goals in the 10 minutes at the start of the second half. Christie stands over it. So too does Da Costa Gonzalez. A lovely left-footed shot from the edge of the penalty area from Da Costa Gonzalez. 3 really good goals. Excellent finishes from all 3. Can he provide an assist here? It was Reece Dottin with the assist for the 3rd. And there's Narco. What kind of idea? Just try to loop that header into the top corner in slow motion. Amir Ali and Reece Dottin there in the 6-yard box. Cleared from Hoff. Zach Giggs. Klekin. Out to Aston. Straight to Da Costa Gonzalez. He's got Narco in front of him. Here is Narco. Ali gets just enough on it. There's Merritt. Alfie Merritt, who was scouted from the Cherries when he was at Eastleigh. Flag goes up, free kick to the Cherries. But he was also, at a very young age, made his debut for the under-18s. Alfie Merritt, just 14. That was 3 seasons ago. Here's Tonks. Ali with a risky pass, so won't find Merritt, and Merritt did brilliantly to get the Cherries out of trouble there. I think he thought that time, Ali, I'm just going to get that as far out of my own half as possible, just to get it out of danger. So we saw Tom Davis coming off at half-time as well. And it's been a very different game entirely since half-time. To be honest, in terms of chances, there wasn't a lot in it between the two teams, with Sheffield United taking the lead. Both sides had good periods in the first half, but Bournemouth have just really taken a gain to the Sheffield United second half. Every time they get in that final third, they look like they're going to do something with it. Foul there on our blaster, though. He had quite a long time out, our blaster, though. 17 months out he had injured. A couple of players coming on then. Jack Waldron is going to come on. So too is Riley McLachlan, who was on the score sheet last time out. So make that 4 changes then for Sheffield United. Jack Waldron to take the free kick. All the outfield changes then have been made. Bournemouth starting the year in the league with that 4-1 win against Charlton at home. With Sadie on the score sheet that day, and Bevan and Ethan Sills, as well as Michael da Costa Gonzalez. It's been a good year really so far, first 2 or 3 months of 2026. Cleared from Hoff. Though to be taken from McClinchy. Waldron. Akiere. Merritt to Bhutan. Straight to Merritt. Organ late. Giggs. Tonks clears. Merritt gives it to a Sheffield United player here. They might take advantage. Crampton saves. Pretty straightforward for him in the end. There's Bhutan. McLachlan. Narco to Tonks. To Costa Gonzalez. Waldron. Foul on Christie. And really, there's not been a great deal of chances, you'd say, the last 10-15 minutes in terms of opportunities for either team. But that's credit for Bournemouth now, because of the game plan and how professional they've been, making it more and more difficult for Sheffield United, who've only got 15 minutes to get themselves back in the game. It's that cushion now. Here's Bhutan. Bhutan's got options. Just about gets there though, Liam Hall. Bhutan had Ogunleye in the middle there. Here comes Merritt. The campaign, which started 7 months ago now for Bournemouth with a 3-0 win against Huddersfield, is now heading towards the tail end of the season. And sometimes Bournemouth have got 2 games a week, with some games to fit in on Tuesdays and Fridays. It's either Tuesday or Mondays lunchtimes normally for Bournemouth, but with cup competitions and what have you, and games being rearranged, there's a few games to cram in between now and the middle of April for sure. It's hard to think the season ends in 3 weeks' time. Plus any other cup competitions or playoffs that may follow. Christie's free kick. Back to Tonks. And that was always going to be sailing over the crossbar in the end. It was a similar distance to the one from Da Costa Gonzalez when he had a left-footed shot, but this time on the bounce, on the half volley. So Cherry's been well in control of this second half. It was the first 10 minutes which was very stop-start with some injuries, including goalkeeper Liam Hall for Sheffield United. Here's Waldron. Waldron's clearance. Giggs. Motto. Good play from Bhutan. Nice play. He goes out to Reece Dotting. I'll keep it in play. Lickens throw. Aston. Leckin, this is the chance here. Aston could get Sheffield United back in the game. He's going to get another bite of the cherry. And somehow that stays out. Great goalkeeping from Kai Crampton. And there was Kalekin as well inside the penalty area. Well, I think it was a double save. Let's have another look at that again. It was Sam Kalekin for Sheffield United. Lovely through ball in the first place. Aston with the one shot. Then again, it's a great save originally off his legs. For all the world, that was going to be 3-2, and we're going to be in for a grandstand finish. But credits there to Kai Crampton in the Bournemouth goal to keep it at 3-1. The Cherries are getting closer, and that will be among the highlights to show you at full time, where we'll have a comprehensive roundup. Comprehensive highlights for you after the game with the best of the action. So stay tuned for that if you've missed any of the goals or the best chances, or if you want to watch them again, they're all to come after the full-time whistle highlights of this game. Live with ESET. It's AFCB TV. It's Professional Development League. 1-0 Sheffield United led at half-time, but it's all changed in the second half. Just into an area here. Kalekin heads it in. There's Ogunleye. Aston tries to get there. Headed up from McClacken. Still might get a chance here, McClacken. Oh, and somehow that misses the target. Just had to hit the target there, really. And, well, It's funny because we've been waiting for a real clear-cut chance for Sheffield United in the second half, and they've had two really good chances there in the space of 90 seconds. And a fifth change with Theo Howard now coming on for Sheffield United. So they've made 5 changes, so half of their outfield changes or outfield players have changed. And Bournemouth still with the same players that started the game, which is certainly a rarity, especially at Professional Development League. Still got Shabanidze on the bench, Dane Demukum and Joe Spence to bring on. But they've only brought 3 outfield players up with them to Sheffield on the bench. Christie. Restott in. This would really seal it, wouldn't it? Looking for that 4th goal that would kill the game for sure. Sheffield United. Look at the space here now, though, to exploit from a clean sheet. Off Tonks, and the header was always going to sail over from Sam Aston. Talking about Cherry's changes, they're going to make the first change of the afternoon. That will be imminent. With 9 minutes of normal time to play. So Dane Demukum is going to come on for Bournemouth. Naka makes way. So the first change, and what a game Narco had. Had the ball in the back of the net twice. One was allowed, and that was the goal that got Bournemouth back in the game at 1-1. So Narco's made way, and we've got 8 minutes left for Bournemouth to get the job done. Time running out then for Sheffield United, who look, as things stand, like they're going to be still waiting for their first home win since middle of February. They'll need 3 goals in 8 minutes plus stoppage if they're going to change that. They might get one here, though, and they do get one here. There's Sam Aston. They're in a hurry, understandably, to get it back to the centre circle. And Sam Aston, who's had a good game for Sheffield United, he's been a big part of their creativity when they have got the ball in the box. And Aston, very similar to when Bournemouth went to Sheffield United in the Premier League Cup. They scored on the 84th minute to make it 2-1. Sheffield United got themselves back in the game that day. This time it's the 83rd minute. Can Bournemouth hold on like they did last time? We were saying they needed 3 goals to win the game. In 8 minutes, they now need 2 goals in 7 plus stoppage time. The commentator's curse strikes again. Here is Bhutan. Not for the first time in my life. Here is Christie. Christie goes out to Restott in. The finishing today from both sides has been excellent, though, you have to say. That was a really good finish from Aston, leaving Crampton with no chance. It's in Demukum. There's been over 4 goals on average in games involving Bournemouth's development squad this season. We've had 5 today. It's a game that's flown by, really. It feels that way with the entertainment we've had on offer and the chances and the goals. is Aston to Waldron. Waldron goes left. Clinchy trying to get the cross in. Comes off to Costa Gonzalez. Nervy times now all of a sudden for Bournemouth. How this game has just moved from one extreme to another. Been topsy-turvy. Another Sheffield United corner. Comes off a Cherry's head. Once again, Kalekin to take the throw. He might leave it, will he? Or he might throw it short to Jack Waldron. Back to Akiere. To Hampson. McClinchy. Costa Gonzalez tries to put Damukum in here. To Christie. McLachlan. Back from Ali. Sheffield United who took the lead. Foul on Crampton there, halfway through the first half. They've got themselves back in the game on the 83rd minute. We're into the 87th now. The yellow card there for kicking the ball away. I think that was for McLachlan. Another Cherries change here, so a second change for Bournemouth. Spence is going to come on for the Cherries. It is Joe Spence, the young midfielder. So good opportunity for him as well. Joe Spence, good moment for him. Final 3 minutes of normal time at Bramall Lane. I said earlier he was on the books of Corfmullen previously. And he's coming on for the final 3 minutes of this game, plus however much stoppage time we're going to have. The midfielder straight into the action there. Ali to Spence. Progressing through the under-18s. Moving up through the levels. Coming off the bench and being Bournemouth's second change. Hoff with the pass. Back heel from Hampson. Kalekin with the through ball. That won't find Hampson though. Tries to return the favour. So already that goal more than 5 minutes ago got Sheffield United back into the game. It's given them hope. They've had a corner since. They've got the ball in the box 3 or 4 times since as well. The time's certainly running out for them to get that equaliser. The Cherries certainly controlled the first 20-25 minutes of this second half, with Sheffield United controlling the last 15 of the first after they took the lead. Akiere. Foul on Merritt. William McLachlan with the foul, the forward. Kai Crampton will take his time. Damukum. Well, they've had a lot of success over the years, the academy Sheffield United. Said about winning the Professional Development League a few years ago. They also won they were runners-up in the FA Youth Cup as well, but that was back in 2011. I've done well since in that competition. Christie. There's Tonks. Straight to Waldron. To Hampson. And there's a foul, a yellow card's going to come out. For that challenge. First yellow card he's produced for a Cherries player, but this could be dangerous here because it's Sam Aston who stands over it. So into stoppage time we go. It's a lot more dramatic now since that Sheffield United goal back. Aston and McClinchy, the two over it. Might be a left footer here for McClinchy, potentially. Who fancies this one then? Aston straight at Crampton. That'll be relief then for the Bournemouth goalkeeper. That goal now scored nearly 10 minutes ago for Sheffield United. That lovely finish from Aston. He couldn't find the back of the net there though. Costa Gonzalez tries to win the ball off McClinchy. But it's always an extra, I suppose, for Bournemouth playing at games like this. It's a great experience. Just gives you that bit of extra motivation, I suppose. You have seen Bournemouth playing at the likes of the Den at Millwall, CBS Arena at Coventry this campaign, and at Vitality Stadium 3 or 4 times. And here at Bramall Lane, they've scored 3. Can they get the job done? Bhutan leaves it. Good defending. Oh, Kalekin there. If we're just having a word with him. He's already been booked early. He's got to be careful. Well, for just frustration there coming out. It's boiled over a little there. But again, how many minutes will be added on, we'll have to see. Because of the stoppage, certainly, that we saw first 10 minutes of the second half and the substitutions, I think we're far from done. I imagine there's probably a big chance for somebody, surely, between now and full time. Header from Waldron. To Costa Gonzalez. Challenge came in originally from Spence, which has allowed Cherries to get on the attack here. What a flick back that is from Rhys Dottin. Cross comes in from Bhutan. It goes over to Mookham's head. Here's McClinchy. Tonks header. McAleera. McLachlan. Easy, wasn't it, in the end for Kai Crampton? Really good professional performance from the Cherries. Just a minute or two left of just staying focused now to get over the line. There's some pressure there. Risky ball across there from Okere as well. Gleckin's clearance. Straight to Merritt. Here's Spence. Bhutan. Spence again. Damuka won't get there. Does find Hoff. McClinchy to Waldron. Referee plays advantage. Waldron's got Hampson in the middle. Here is Hampson. Hampson's pass. Goes for the strike there in the end. McLachlan. Heart in mouth stuff for a moment for the Cherries. Did well to get that sighter goal. It was always going to be difficult from there, especially facing across inside the D. Facing away from goal. Another change. Jobanidze is coming on for Bournemouth, so a third change. How many touches he'll get, we'll have to wait and see. He might not get any. And Maurice Dottin makes way. He's had a good game today, really good game. Comes on for the final few seconds. Still we play on. Motto. Might play just 1 minute of stoppage time in the first half. Thought he was going to play a bit in the second, and that has been the case. Alan Connell's obviously got wind of the fact that there's a little bit more time, otherwise surely he wouldn't have brought in Jobanidze. Get into Damukum. Back from Theo Howard. Maybe one last chance for Sheffield United. Howard to Waldron. Hampson. Still Hampson. He's managed to get through there. McLachlan now. This would be heartbreak for Bournemouth. Another chance here. Kalekin. Appeals for handball. The referee's not interested. And big high fives among the Bournemouth back line. And there's more high fives now, because the Cherries have got the job done, and that's possibly win of the season for Bournemouth. Away at a Sheffield United side who topped the Professional Development League North table. They've only lost 4 games all season. They're averaging more than 2 points a game. And Bournemouth, for the second time this season, have gone to Sheffield United and won. They did it in the Premier League Cup, and they've done it in the league. It's a brilliant achievement to do it, not once, but twice. 3 different goal scorers. The Cherries trailed 1-0 at half-time, but 3 goals after half-time in the space of 10 minutes has given Bournemouth a crucial 3 points in their push for a top 2 finish and a playoff place. Brilliant for the Cherries. Thank you very much for watching this live stream this afternoon. A pleasure to bring it for you with ESET. We'll be back again on Friday in the Premier League Cup against West Bromwich Albion. We've got the under-18s to come at the weekend as well. Every single development squad and under-18s game this season we brought you. We will continue to do that between now and the end of the season. But what a win for the Cherries. It finished Sheffield United 2, Bournemouth 3. Let's bring you the highlights of the game. I'm Ian Wilding, this second half coverage. And here's Christie. Christie to Narco. Early chance for Narco. Oh, what a finish that is from Eugene Narco. You felt when he had that